Hey everyone, and welcome back to another lore video on the creatures of Fallout 76. If you enjoy this video, be sure to click on the link in the description to check out my other creature videos and comment below who you want to see in the next one. Let's get straight into it. Right then, so who and what are the Liberators in Fallout 76? Now if you're like me, you may have thought these annoying little mechanical critters were released after the Great War to kind of make way for the Vault Dwellers for when they come out of their vaults. Who knows, if you put enough thought into it, you may have even thought that Vault-Tec invented them or another faction to work as their eyes on the ground to see if it was safe to be released into the open world. Well, if you thought that, you couldn't have been more wrong. This was the thoughts which I originally had when I seen these things. But what they actually are small Chinese drone-like machines which are controlled autonomously. And autonomously, if you don't know what that means, is they control themselves. There's no one like controlling them like a drone you see kind of like in the armies in today's world that we know. They were sent to America by air just before the Great War, hence their shape and design is similar to a small missile or artillery shell. Now when you kill one of these, you will find a propaganda flyer on the majority of them, which is there for the People's Liberation Army, enforcing the idea that communism is the way forward, in attempts to persuade the American people to sway towards their side if there was to be a land invasion. Now according to the Fallout Wiki, the background of these machines is as followed. Liberators were small pre-war drones used by the People's Liberation Army. They were deployed by air across the United States to serve as the vanguard to a planned ground invasion by Chinese troops. But the Great War broke out before any invasion occurred, and by 2102, many Liberators continued to function across Appalachia. And that's all we know up until this point. Like, obviously we haven't seen them in any other game. But I understand the need for Bethesda to create new creatures to make their game more exciting for us the players, but in terms of the lore of the series as a whole, why have we never heard of these or seen them in any other Fallout game? Arguably, you could say this is due to the machines being rather weak and they could have just slowly died over time, but in Fallout 4 we seen a glimpse of the world right before the bombs dropped, and we never seen nor did we hear of these such drones. Now considering during the introduction of the game, when you're still at home at Sanctuary, you're watching the news channel. There realistically should have been some coverage of these things. Maybe it was only certain parts of America which was targeted, maybe areas where the Chinese thought the populace were weaker or could easily be persuaded, but even so, on the national news channel, you would have thought they'd have been mentioned. But then to counter that argument, West Virginia is extremely close to Washington, where Fallout 3 was based, and we've seen nothing and heard nothing about these. But like I say, developers at Bethesda have to add new creatures to keep the players interested. So, fair dues. But I still think it would have been really cool if they were mentioned somewhere. Now, the specifications and characteristics of these machines, according to the Fallout Wiki, are this. A Liberator is shaped like an artillery shell, with 4 panels around the sides that can be extended outward from the main body and used as legs for movement. Chinese inscriptions, as well as a red star around the machine's single eye, are emblazoned on the Liberator's exterior. Its eye is capable of firing a weak laser and is often vocalizes in Chinese when attacking. The presence of propaganda flyers and information found on terminal entries at the Fujinaya intelligence base indicates it was designed for waging information warfare as well as fighting. Now this is a pretty cool fact for you. The location in which the information was found is via Mama Dulce's food processing plant in Morgantown. Now, if you're a fan of Fallout 3, Mama Dulce's was also a location in Fallout 3, which was used as a front for espionage on behalf of the People's Liberation Army. How about that? So, linking back to what I was saying earlier about how the Liberators have not been mentioned before in any other Fallout game, Bethesda have decided to link them through similar locations with the same name, therefore kind of like adding to the current lore to make it all link up, which to me I think is absolutely brilliant and it's a good move. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Liberators and the fact that they are part of the People's Liberation Army, because I know a lot of you right now watching this, if you are still watching to this point, you did not know that the Liberators were part of the Chinese army. Now, about the Liberators themselves, there isn't really much to say. They're pretty weak enemies and come in 5 different variants. Mark 0, Mark 1, Mark 2, all the way up to 5, with the higher the number, the higher their level. The loot you gather from them is pretty trash as well, and doesn't differ pretty much at all between the creature variants. Can I call them a creature, or do I have to say machine? Meh. But yeah, through all the variants you will mainly find fusion cells, steel scrap and propaganda flyers as mentioned before. But there we have it, the Liberators of Fallout 76. I found this pretty cool and don't think many people actually really know these little mechanical critters are propaganda spreading terrorists on behalf of the PLA. I want to thank you very much if you have watched to this point, and if you have, don't forget to smash a like on the video and subscribe. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, drop a comment down below of who and what creature you want to be covered in the next one. See you later. Goodbye.